Hi guys, welcome to Martinmade. My name's Stephanie and today I'm going to give you part 2 of the 14 things that you can declutter in your kitchen. So last time you watched a video, it would have been a live video, but the time before that I had posted a video on decluttering your kitchen, and this is part 2 of that, and I am going to give you 7 more things that you can do in your kitchen to get it decluttered. They're small things like I did before, but even the smallest of things can actually make it a lot easier in your kitchen once it's all decluttered. And so here we go.
For me, the messiest place in my kitchen is under the sink. And so that's one place that has to get decluttered. This is where we have all of our recycling that goes under the sink. It all just gets put together and then separated later in the garage. I have bags that I save and I just usually throw them under the sink and then I will roll them all together and I will make an entire roll of just shopping bags so that I can use them for other things or reuse them for shopping. Now we have chickens, and so I normally have to save a few egg cartons here and there, and people give us egg cartons, and so we also had a ton of egg cartons back there. So I decided to get rid of some of the bigger ones and just kept like the 12-pack cartons with 1 or 2 of the 18-pack. And so that really cleared it up once everything got all rolled together and all the garbage was taken out. It was nice and clean.
This right here I want to talk about for a second. So this right here I have done for a long time. I love it. Works great. All's good. But I have since kind of wanted to keep this one flopping around. I was like, I really don't know what I want to do about it. So I have this idea that I had come up with. And so what I decided to do is to buy something that I could use on the door still, but maybe I could just do something different with it. So what I did is at the dollar store, I bought these. I bought 2 of them. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this craft right now, and it will be, I'm going to hang this on the wall, and I'll show, or on the door, not wall. I'll hang this on the door, and then I will show you how I use this plus 1 more to hold all of that stuff.
So like I said, I bought both of these at the dollar store. I have a few zip ties, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip tie my top piece to my bottom piece, and I'm going to do it right where the metal goes over the door. Now I wanted to make sure that the soap and any other taller containers could fit in that bottom piece. So before you try this out, make sure that whatever you're going to put in the bottom is going to be able to stand up. So since it wasn't going to be able to stand up at the first square, I moved it to the next square up, and it just kind of sits out just a bit, but it holds really well and it can still hold my soaps. Honestly, these zip ties were from the dollar store, so you don't even have to go crazy with extremely handy dandy zip ties. And here you have it on the door. The next area were spices. I use all of these spices, if you can believe that. The only things I don't use very much of are the things off to the side here. So I went through and got rid of some of this stuff and kept everything that I wanted. But the rest of the stuff in the jars, I use and run out of constantly.
Okay, so this is my fridge. I do have something that I normally hang here. Our church does adopt a missionary, and so what we do is we take a missionary who is serving either overseas or in Canada or the US, wherever they're serving, and we adopt one for the entire month, and that's normally right here with their picture and their information. So I moved that off the way. But then I have Silas's chore chart with that, and then I have a whole bunch of stuff here. I usually have doctor's appointment stuff there. And then the top of the fridge can get a little on the crazy side. So we are going to take and clean up this. I would also like to kind of peek inside here. And I would like to get that done as well. So let's try to work on some of this stuff.
So can anybody else put a hand raise up in the comments saying that you have a horribly messy top of your fridge too? Because I seem to never be able to keep it clean. No matter how many times I clean it off, it's dirty very shortly after. But this time I was going through and actually gonna toss things. So I just decided, you know what, I haven't used it in a while, so I am gonna get rid of it. And then I wiped it down, and yes, Cherith was playing with the camera. So I just wiped the thing down and got it all cleaned off. And then came the cabinet above the fridge. You know the cabinet I'm talking about, the one above the fridge that has stuff in it that you use very, very rarely, and it's just packed to the gills. Well, that cabinet I was able to go through. There wasn't very much stuff to get rid of, but it was nice to just kind of clean out what I did need to get rid of.
Okay, so here it is. This is all I have on the side now. I have this on the top. And you might wonder what happened to your candy bin. Well, I just got a smaller bin. I didn't have as much, so I just figured put it in a bin like this. Easy enough, it's got a handle to grab. This, you wonder why did that stuff up there? These are limited time uses. So my son got this for Christmas, and we are glad that he loves it, but it's also something that we limit his time on. This is something that is very special for him. This was from a birthday party, and it is very loud, obviously. It's a little recorder, and so I told him that if he wants to play with it, he can play with it outside, but in the house is a no. So he has it up here with his camera, so if he's gonna be going outside, he can take it out, this out, not the camera. He can take this out with him, and he can play it. I also have our flashcards, and then I just took it's a tiny little mason jar, and I just took all of those extra magnets. Yes, they're reminders, they're nice to have, but I like my magnets to be useful, and so this is, of course, my handsome man. That is not our baby, that is a baby of a friend, and they had a baby that has CHARGE syndrome. If you don't know what that is, go look it up and go support families who have kids with CHARGE syndrome. It's very hard on the families. But he is doing great. He's thriving. He's doing better than even his doctors thought he could do, and he's getting ready to start school soon. So we're so excited for that. And there he's again. I gotta go in and see him. And then we're somewhere in there's a picture of me with my friends that had him, and so they spend lots and lots and lots of time, and they still do, at doctor's appointments. And he went through so much with coming off of morphine, on top of having to have a feeding tube through his belly. So he had a button that he had to have food through and medicine through. So now he can swallow and he's doing good with food. So he is doing a good job. So anyways, I just kept this figure out and throw that in there and put it back there if we need those at all. Oops. And yeah, our candy there. I cleaned this up a little bit, but if you noticed in the video, I didn't clean it very much because first of all, it's just kind of my throw all bin. Like you can even see there's like dirt there. It's kind of just throw random things. That's the cabinet where I just pull stuff out and I wash it when I pull it out and use it because it gets used that rarely. So that's for that. And that's the top of the fridge.
And then there were the recipe books. Recipe books are something that you should really go through. There are recipe books that I had that were my grandmother's recipe books, and I plan on handing them down. But then there were other books that were things like they came with a kitchen utensil or something like that, and I don't really need those. Those books I have never touched. And so I just went through, see if I needed any of the stuff from the cookbook, if I ever use any of the stuff from the cookbook, and I just separate it all into my filing cabinet bins. And then came the labels. I love my label maker. It is so much fun. It's nice to have nice crisp labels, not handwritten, just on pretty much everything I use, and we always keep labels around. And so that was something I was really excited about, being able to label my filing containers with the cookbooks that I had. Then, because I have a Ninja Foodie, I decided to go ahead and tape my kind of quick lookup chart to the inside of my cabinet, so I didn't have to really worry about hunting for that. So that's what it looks like. Then there's my pantry. The pantry is a very hard one to do quickly at times. That was just a quick overview of how messy it was. I pretty much just went in and looked for stuff that was just kind of out of place in the wrong bin and just kind of put it in the correct bin. I didn't necessarily focus on making it overly neat, just because I didn't have much time, but it was well worth it. Probably the bins that frustrate me the most is the one that I just pulled out with my spices, and the bin with the extras stuff. It can get kind of frustrating. So I went through and got rid of a lot of the stuff that I didn't need anymore, and then got everything put back in place. One thing my husband and I have been doing is we've been trying to keep a running tally of what we have on our phones, and so then we can kind of see if something's on sale. We can kind of take a look in our pantry stuff on our phone and just kind of get an idea as to what we need or what we need to stock up on. It just works best up here in Canada to shop by sales. You guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. For those of you who are new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button down below if you would like. There's a bell off to one side. You can hit it if you would like to receive notifications. You can also comment in the comment section down below. I enjoy reading those and just seeing what you guys think. So what are some things that you like to declutter in your kitchen? And I will see you next time. Bye.